Hello there, and welcome back to the channel. In today's story, we'll explore an alternative timeline where Darth Maul joins the Battle of Coruscant. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Now let's dive in. Our story begins on Mandalore. In the throne room of the former Duchess Satine, Maul sat alone upon the obsidian seat he had claimed through violence. The red glow of Mandalore's sun carved harsh lines across his tattooed face as he meditated. Gar Saxon and a small group of elite Mandalorians stood guard at a respectful distance, sensing the dark energy crackling from their master. But Maul was not thinking of Mandalore, nor the siege that loomed in the near future. His mind was deep within the labyrinth of the Force, deeper than he had dared to travel since his fall. A tremor hit him like a blade to the spine. Maul jerked upright, gasping as visions tore through him. A battle raging in Coruscant skies, a starship spiraling, the Chosen One with burning eyes, Dooku on his knees, hands severed from his body, and Sidious smiling. Then a flash of blue and red, Anakin Skywalker falling deeper into darkness, screaming, eyes burning red, Dooku's head falling, the galaxy drowning in fire. Maul staggered from the throne, claws scraping the armrest. Saxon stepped forward. "My lord?" Maul breathed heavily, eyes glassy with prophecy. "The Battle of Coruscant. It is the turning point of the war. I have seen everything." He paced, trembling with a mixture of hatred and exhilaration. Sidious plans his endgame. The Jedi will fall, Skywalker will fall, Dooku will die, and my master will reign over ashes. Saxon tilted his helmet. "Then what is your command?" Maul's lips curled into a feral smile. "We leave for Coruscant. Tonight." The Mandalorians moved quickly. 10 elite warriors, Saxon leading them, prepped a Mandalorian shuttle in the depths of Sundari's Undercity. Maul oversaw every detail, his mind sharpening around a single truth. The greatest revenge was not killing Sidious. The greatest revenge was stealing his victory. The shuttle lifted off Mandalore under the night sky, jumping into hyperspace. Maul stood at the cockpit window, staring into the stretching stars. "Coruscant," he muttered. "The beating heart of the Republic, the crucible of power." He burned with anticipation, and the place where fate will fracture. Saxon approached. "My lord, if your vision shows death and betrayal, what role do we play?" Maul turned slowly. "We will become the blade that cuts Sidious's strings." Saxon nodded, gripping his rifle. The warriors around him cracked their knuckles, checked their jetpacks, and prepared for war. Hours later, they dropped out of hyperspace into pure chaos. The Battle of Coruscant raged before them, fireballs, debris, and hundreds of starfighters weaving like angry insects. Maul felt alive. He gestured. "There, that is the ship I saw in my vision." Maul pointed towards the Separatists' flagship. "That is where we change fate itself." The shuttle plunged into the inferno. Inside the invisible hand, events unfolded exactly as Maul had foreseen. Anakin and Obi-Wan entered the observation deck, where the Chancellor of the Republic was held captive. The Count descended the steps with aristocratic calm. They bowed into combat stances. The duel exploded like lightning. Dooku knocked Obi-Wan unconscious with a brutal kick and force shove. Anakin's rage spiked, exactly as Sidious intended. "Good," Palpatine hissed from his restraints. "Get him." The clash intensified. Sparks flew. Dooku felt Skywalker's power building, dangerously. "Your anger has made you predictable," Dooku said, but the tremor in his voice betrayed him. Anakin pressed forward, strikes overwhelming. Dooku gritted his teeth. Skywalker was becoming unstoppable, and then the blast doors blew inward. Smoke and sparks drifted in as Maul stepped through the ruined doorway, flanked by Gar Saxon and 10 armored Mandalorians. Anakin froze mid-strike. Dooku recoiled, shock cracking his composure. Palpatine's eyes widened, not with fear, but with annoyance. Maul's voice echoed. Well, what have we here? The three most influential beings of the war in one room, just as I have seen in my vision. Anakin sneered. What are you doing here, Maul? Don't you have a different war to be fighting right now? The Force has sent me on another path, Maul interrupted sharply. His eyes narrowed at Anakin. I have been given a vision of the future. I have seen both of your fates unfold. You are fools to think there is victory in this war for either of you. Dooku stared at Maul in curiosity. Maul stared at Anakin. You become the weapon of your own suffering, a puppet for Sidious, a slave that does his bidding. Anakin's jaw tightened. What do you mean? Palpatine's mask nearly slipped. He leaned forward in his chair with false concern. Anakin, do not listen to him. He is a liar, a murderer. And yet everything I say is true. Maul ignited his crimson blade. Because I know what you are. Your lies, your manipulations. Dooku swallowed hard. What becomes of me in this vision? You and I are very much alike, thrown aside once our usefulness has come to an end, Maul said calmly. Skywalker would have defeated you. Your precious master orders your execution, cementing Anakin's future as Sidious's next apprentice. You were nothing more but a means to an end. Dooku looked from Maul to Anakin, then to Palpatine, and Dooku saw it, the betrayal he had been blind to for years. Something snapped in Dooku, his vision clear. Anakin, Dooku said quietly, Maul is telling the truth. The Chancellor, Sidious, ordered me to kill Obi-Wan. He wanted me to push you into anger, to test you. Anakin felt his stomach twist, breath shaking. No, that can't be. That's impossible. He's been the Sith Lord all along. Yes, Dooku admitted, bitterness dripping. You were never meant to defeat me. You were meant to replace me. I see that now. Anakin slowly backed toward Obi-Wan's unconscious body, raising his saber defensively. Maul's eyes burned. Dooku, join me. With my Mandalorians and your droid army, Sidious will lose everything. It can be our greatest revenge. Dooku hesitated, then nodded. A new alliance was forged in seconds. Palpatine's smile died. Fools. Palpatine broke his restraints, standing slowly. Two hidden lightsabers dropped from his sleeves. Darth Sidious stepped forward. Sidious ignited both crimson blades with a crackling snarl. Maul attacked first, spinning into a whirlwind. Dooku joined him, their combined strikes plunging Sidious into a storm of pure fury. The Mandalorians moved toward Anakin. Skywalker is a liability. Kill him, Saxon ordered. Jetpacks roared, blaster bolts rained. Anakin deflected shot after shot using punches, kicks, and raw desperation. A Mandalorian fired a rocket. Anakin hurled it away with the Force, but it smashed into the viewport window. The vacuum of space tore everything loose. Mandalorians screamed as they were ripped out into the void. Maul, Dooku, and Sidious clung to railings, snarling against the pull. Anakin sprinted to Obi-Wan, grabbed him, and stabbed his saber into the floor, anchoring them both. The emergency blast doors slammed shut. Silence, heavy and sharp. Only one Mandalorian survived. It was Saxon slowly getting to his feet. Anakin spotted the thermal detonator on the warrior's belt. He used the Force. The detonator armed. Anakin sliced the Mandalorian's jetpack, sending him spinning, right toward the three Sith. All three were thrown backward. Anakin didn't hesitate. He hoisted Obi-Wan and ran. Sidious rose, eyes murderous. Skywalker, he will ruin everything. He lunged forward after Anakin, but Maul and Dooku stepped into his path, blades raised. You will not escape your fate, old man, Maul hissed. Sidious roared, and the Sith civil war resumed. Anakin ran through corridors, panting, lowering Obi-Wan to awaken him. After several shakes, Obi-Wan gasped back to consciousness. Anakin, what's going on? Everything, Anakin said, voice raw. Maul, visions, Dooku switching sides, Palpatine being Sidious. He told him everything. Obi-Wan stared in disbelief. Then they heard it, coughing. General Grievous stepped into view with 6 Magna Guards. The Jedi, wounded and exhausted, barely lifted their hands before electrostaffs cracked against them. They were cuffed, disarmed, and dragged to the bridge. Anakin tried to warn Grievous. You're being played. Sidious was planning to betray Dooku. You really think you won't be next? Silence, Grievous snarled. Then a battle droid ran in. General, Dooku and an unidentified assailant are engaging someone who looks like the Chancellor. Grievous froze. Activate the ray shields. Dooku, Maul, and Sidious were trapped in shimmering cages. Grievous stormed off to confront them, leaving the 6 Magna Guards with Anakin and Obi-Wan. Minutes later, R2-D2 rolled into the bridge. He bumped repeatedly into a Magna Guard until the droid grabbed him. R2 unleashed an electric shock. The electrostaff fell near Anakin. Anakin grabbed it with the Force and hurled it into another Magna Guard. R2 cut Obi-Wan's cuffs. Obi-Wan freed Anakin. Together they tore through the remaining droids. The 2 Jedi quickly gathered themselves and immediately started to contact the Jedi for help. Windu and Yoda answered their emergency transmission with shock. Anakin, Windu said slowly, what's the status on Chancellor Palpatine? Is he alive? Palpatine is Sidious. Maul intervened. Dooku and Maul are now an alliance. They're all fighting on this ship. We need help, fast. Windu's face hardened. We will come. But before they could speak further, the ship convulsed violently. The engines are failing, Anakin shouted. We're going down. Anakin told Windu and Yoda that he'll try and land the ship in the industrial sector and to rendezvous there. Obi-Wan strapped in beside R2. You've crashed enough ships to be good at it. I trust you can land this one. Anakin managed a short, pained smile. I'll try. The invisible hand buckled and plunged toward Coruscant. Flames streaked across the hull as the ship tore through Coruscant's atmosphere. Alarms screamed. Bulkheads collapsed. Anakin fought the controls with white knuckles. The invisible hand slammed into the industrial sector, skidding through towers and metal yards before finally grinding to a flaming halt. Minutes later, Republic gunships descended, dropping a strike team of Jedi. Mace, Windu, Yoda, Plo Koon, Kit Fisto, and Saesee Tiin. They entered the smoldering wreck, blades ignited. The deeper they went, the darker it became. The ship groaned, sparks slightly lighting the corridors. Then Windu found Grievous's corpse. A hole burned through his chest. Besides his body were 2 familiar lightsaber hilts. He lifted Obi-Wan's and Anakin's lightsabers from the dead general's cape, then placed the hilts on his belt. The Jedi exchanged uneasy looks. They continued forward, and 2 staggering figures emerged from the smoke. Plo Koon shouted at the 2 figures, "Identify yourself." It was them, Anakin and Obi-Wan, dust-covered, bleeding, exhausted, but alive. Yoda bowed his head in relief. Plo and Fisto approached the 2 of them, placing a hand on their shoulders. "You made it," Fisto said with relief in his voice. Windu stepped forward, handing them back their lightsabers. "I'm glad you're both alive," Obi-Wan joked. "Like I said, Masters, Anakin is the best at crashing ships." Then they heard it, lightsabers clashing in the distance. They all looked at each other, knowing the importance of the duel up ahead. They ran. They reached the burning hangar. 3 silhouettes battled like gods of darkness. Maul, Dooku, Sidious. Lightning flashed. Sparks flew. Metal melted beneath their feet. But Sidious was winning. Yoda, Windu, and Plo Koon leapt between Sidious and his prey. Obi-Wan and Anakin stood before Dooku. Fisto and Tiin moved to contain Maul. Windu's voice boomed over the fire. "This ends now. Surrender." Sidious laughed, a terrible, triumphant sound. "Jedi, you cannot stop destiny." Everyone raised their blades, waiting for someone to make the first move. Maul struck first, and the final battle of the Clone Wars began. It was chaos, a blistering storm of acrobatics, raw power, and skill with a lightsaber. Maul used a feral, unpredictable style. Dooku countered with poised Makashi thrusts. Sidious fought like a phantom, inhuman speed, twin crimson blades slashing. The battle shook the ship. The intensity of each strike carried the fate of the galaxy. But slowly the Sith were outnumbered and overwhelmed. Maul was the first to fall. Kit Fisto pierced Maul's side. Maul fell with a snarl, blood hissing on the floor. Obi-Wan and Anakin cornered Dooku. Anakin slashed his chest. Obi-Wan stabbed his stomach. Dooku collapsed, defeated. Sidious erupted in lightning. Plo Koon caught it with both hands, straining. Windu severed Sidious's sabers with a decisive strike. Yoda leapt, spinning, and drove his blade into Sidious's throat. Everything stopped. The smoke cleared slowly. The Jedi stood over the fallen Sith Lord. The Clone Wars were over. Minutes later, the Jedi stumbled out of the wrecked battleship. They looked to the sky and saw the Separatists' armada in shambles. Battleships either exploding into a ball of fire or in full retreat. Gunships landed beside the Jedi, medics hurrying out. Bandages wrapped around Anakin and Obi-Wan as they stood together in the warm light of dawn. Yoda spoke softly, voice echoing through the clearing. "Long has been this war. Victorious, the Republic stands. Proud, the Jedi are of you all." Windu turned to Anakin. "You have shown wisdom, control, and courage, Master Skywalker." Anakin's eyes widened. A smile, genuine relieved, broke across his face. Obi-Wan placed a hand on his shoulder. "You've earned it, Anakin." Anakin thanked Windu and Yoda, bowing his head with pride. The 5 Jedi Masters then excused themselves, as they had a very difficult meeting with the Republic Senate to tell that what has happened. Then a ship descended, sleek and familiar. Padme Amidala ran down the ramp, eyes wet. Anakin broke into a sprint. She leapt into his arms. "I thought I lost you," she whispered. "You'll never lose me," he breathed. She placed his hand on her stomach. "There's something you should know. Annie, I'm pregnant." Anakin froze, then laughed softly, tears in his eyes. Obi-Wan approached, smiling warmly. "Congratulations to the both of you. I'm glad some good has come out of all of this." Anakin held Padme close, staring at the sunrise over Coruscant, the first peaceful dawn in years. Obi-Wan smiled. "The Chosen One's prophecy is fulfilled. Now begins your new journey as a father. Sometimes tells me this will be my most difficult task yet," Anakin said with a smile on his face. The three embraced the moment, the day where the Republic was finally free and the galaxy can finally heal from Sith influence. And that is where the story ends. Thank you for tuning in, and comment down below what you thought of the story. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more stories like this. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video. As always, may the Force be with you.